Alright, welcome back team. Today doing a video which I've thought about doing but I've been putting off for a while. So this is my Santa Cruz Tallboy, and Santa Cruz call this the Downhillers XC bike. So I brought it to some downhill trails to try and test that out. Now when I bought this bike I really resisted the urge of beefing it up. I really wanted it for kind of my version of cross country and not really for bringing out to trails like this, but I have taken it on one enduro-ish ride and it was actually really fun. So even though I'm still rocking the 130 fork, little DPS shock, recon tire, still a pretty lightweight setup, so I'm going to need to be careful. But I have gone to a forecaster in the front, which is one step up on the recon that I had on previously. Now that enduro ride I did actually get a rear flat and I dented my rear rim, so that's my number one concern, is probably going to get a flat tire, brand new tire, don't really want to ruin it. Number two is I may have a crash and I don't really want to do that, so I'm going to be trying to be sensible, but I do want to see what I can get away with on a bike with 130 fork and 120 rear, non-piggyback shock and kind of cross-country tires. And then my third fear would be that something breaks on the bike from this kind of riding. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but Santa Cruz have a lifetime warranty, and if something was to go wrong, let's just keep this between ourselves, okay? With that said, we're going to start out with the Shire's roughest downhill track. Let's drop in and see how we go. Okay, first couple of drops. Hopefully don't bottom out too hard. It just seems like there's jagged rocks everywhere when you're riding down with paper thin casings. Right. Someone down there? All clear? Go say hi. Ooh. Remember that I'm on this bike and not just kind of slip into full pace. Right, Hell Monster. I think this will be alright. Okay, first drop coming up. Fine. Oh, I've dropped chain. There is always that. All right, the rock roll. This will be very interesting. All right, wish me luck. I won't be hitting this as a drop. All right, chain's still on, that's a good sign. Ooh. Oh, that's actually better than the Mega Tower. Smooth lines only. Not many surprises there. The flatter stuff it was really good on. The big hits and the steeper stuff, not as good. Really noticing the difference in grip between I guess this bike and its travel and suspension plus the tires versus that in the Mega, but we're getting it done. It's actually pretty fun. Let's go step it up a notch. You might notice a different perspective today, using the chest strap after I just watched a video by the Lone Ranger who recommends mounting your camera low to look faster, so I thought I'd give it a go. So far though, the footage I've seen looks a bit funny with the gangly arms on the fisheye lens, but hey, it's worth a try. Alright, not gonna lie, I'm a little bit worried about riding this trail, but it's one of my favorites. So I think if we can make it, should be fine. Should be fun even. Squirrel Catcher to begin with, and hopefully I'm not the squirrel. This combination of leaves. Hang on. Oh, look at those leaves. Take different lines than usual. Holy cow. I was going to say the combination of leaves and these not very grippy tyres made that quite challenging. The bike was all over the place, but still in one piece, and that's for sure the hardest stuff out of the way. One thing I've found a little bit interesting is I'm hitting pedals more on this bike than on the Mega. I think it does have a lower BB, but you'd think sagged in the Mega would be more likely, and like more plush, would be more likely to use some travel and hit pedals, but yeah, not the case. All right. So there is kind of another steep line there, but someone closed it off and I'm not that anxious to find out why. So I'll ride out the rest of this enduro track and try not to get any flat tires, because it's a rough one. Oh. big climb coming up, but hey, definitely got the bike for the climb. Ooh, that is sour. All right, we've done the rough DH, we've done the steep tech. It's one more track I want to try. It's got a couple of features on it that I'm not certain about. But we'll see. We'll go have a look. All right, well, did another run in, just shooting a clip for the gram, and I didn't have the double. I just don't think I got the double today, but done the drop twice now and right out the rest of the track. Was not expecting rocks in the middle of the corner. Headphones falling out. All right. That was actually not bad down there with a bit more compression wound in. I think there's probably a bit more to get out of the bike with suspension that's a bit more set up for this kind of riding as opposed to the kind of trail XC stuff that I normally do on it. But yeah, be pretty keen to, if I'm honest, if I'm going to do that again, I'd rather have a bit bigger rubber on. That's probably the most noticeable thing for me, was just the lack of grip. Some of that definitely comes from the suspension and the geometry, but I think it's just most noticeable that the tires have shorter knobs, harder rubber, a less stiff casing, and then I've got them pumped up pretty hard, so I was quite worried about flatting. So that's definitely not helping with the rough feeling and the lack of grip. But overall, in one piece. Didn't flat, haven't broken anything on the bike. I'll call that a success. I hope you like this video. I don't shoot very often on the Tallboy because normally the rides aren't worth shooting, but I thought give it a go, and if people like the video I can do a few more like this. Thanks for watching as always. I'll see you on the next one. Huge double.